My name's Dan Callahan. I am currently a training and professional learning specialist for the Massachusetts Teachers Association, which is the largest teachers union in Massachusetts, and I'm also one of the co-founders of Edcamp. Edcamp is a form of participant-driven professional development. It looks very different from, say, your traditional conference-style professional development, in that at the beginning of the day, there is a completely blank agenda. And over the course of the first hour of the day, the participants come in and they fill up the agenda with sessions that they want to host based on either their passions, their interests, or their questions. So another term for it is an unconference, because it flips the formatting of a conference. In November 2009, I attended an unconference called Barcamp with a group of other educators that I knew from Twitter. The traditional kinds of professional development that we were getting in our own schools and districts wasn't particularly meeting our needs. As a special educator, I was frequently asked to go into professional development that had nothing to do with what was happening in my classroom at all. When we attended this event and we saw the power of a group of people who were able to just take control of their own learning for a day, it was really important to us and really powerful for us in a way that we couldn't quite grasp right away. But we started talking about the idea of hosting a similar event that was specifically designed for educators. And then we finally just said, yeah, okay, we're going to do it. And then about 6 months later, we pulled together an event, and it was really successful in ways that, again, I don't think we had fully anticipated at the time. A few days later, I get a message from somebody on Twitter telling me that they had to attend school professional development that following Monday. And it was awful for them, and even more so than it would have been otherwise. And they told us that we had ruined professional development for them. Teacher-to-teacher learning is important because your peers are the experts who are on the ground with you, learning things through their own hard-won experience, and giving teachers the opportunity and the ability and the freedom to share what their expertise is incredibly valuable, both from the sense of giving teachers who don't have some of those experiences the opportunity to learn from those who do, but also to elevate our understanding of what that experience means to the person who's in the classroom and who has won it through their own work. I think we frequently enough don't celebrate the hard work that goes into becoming an excellent teacher. And one of the most powerful ways that we can really do that is by giving our expert educators the opportunity to share their learning with other peers. Administrators are in a really unique place to help facilitate teacher-to-teacher learning, in that they can do two things, in my opinion. They can really set the tone for the community, because teachers, just like with their students, there needs to be an aspect of trust and a real relationship there in order for people to be able to be willing to learn from each other. Principals also have the ability to work on schedules and making sure that there are real opportunities for teachers to be able to share with each other. And so that could be using professional development and staff meeting time in a less formal way, so that teachers are encouraged to share with each other. Or it could mean really taking a look at the way that the school day is structured and arranging it in such a way that teachers have more opportunities to interact with each other. So a lot of schools I know work very closely to make sure that like teams of teachers who work together have the same prep period, so that way they have a real opportunity to get together and talk about what their curriculum looks like and to share what's working for them and to discuss issues they have with their students so that they can better help them. Strong school communities are places where not that everybody is a leader at one time, but that everybody has the opportunity to assume leadership when the opportunity arises. Leadership is different from management. And a lot of our administrators, department heads, etc., are ultimately their management. That's their core function. That's not to say that they can't also be leaders, but their day-to-day function is to make sure that all of the pieces of the bureaucracy move in the ways that the pieces of the bureaucracy need. So a strong school administrator, principal, superintendent, something like that, has those daily management functions that they need to accomplish, but the real opportunity for leadership for them is thinking of ways that they can make sure that everybody in the building can assume leadership. Places of innovation, places where anybody can assume leadership are somewhat more chaotic. They're more uncomfortable in some ways because you don't know exactly how things are going to work out. But ultimately, those are the places that are going to really drive change in a meaningful way, as opposed to trying to control change, which doesn't really work. Something like Edcamp can fit in the sense of if you want teachers to experience what a less structured learning environment is going to look like, and also as a place for people to take and assume leadership when the opportunity is right for them.